Patrick McNeil back here with you at the intermission. I'm joined now by Christina Lamey, who is the chair of the Cape Breton Blizzard hockey program, and we'll leave it up to you to tell us all about that. Christina, what is the Cape Breton Blizzard?
Cape Breton Blizzard is female hockey in Cape Breton Regional Municipality. We have 11 teams, all girls teams, who play against other all girls teams. Last year was our first year of doing it this way. People will remember that there's been girls teams here for a long time, but they would often come and go. Sometimes we'd have a Pee-wee team and then sometimes they wouldn't. It wasn't consistent, and it wasn't something that people were relying on to be there for them as they went up through the hockey ranks, through Atom, Pee-wee, Bantam, Midget. Hockey Nova Scotia made some changes, and I think I'm really happy they did this, actually. They divided the province into 7 zones. So our zone is Cape Breton Regional Municipality. We can make girls' teams from anywhere within that zone. So it doesn't really matter if, say, there's 12 girls in Sydney and 10 girls in New Waterford for a Pee-wee team. We'll make that team. We brought it all together.
And some real star power when this all started, because you have Blayre Turnbull and Jill Saulnier come in. How did that come to be, and how influential was that for the program, and how excited were the girls to see them?
Every time we get a chance to put the girls in front of Team Canada Olympic players, you can see the excitement that they have meeting those role models. And I find, generally speaking, our 2 Nova Scotian Olympians, Jill and Blayre, have been fantastic throughout the province in boosting girls hockey and putting on camps every summer. I've had camps with Jill here now for several summers in a row, and the kids look forward to them. I think that's a big part of a lot of the drive behind these programs and everything too, is because we do put the time and effort to bring in the role models. And in this case, actually this year, we're going to bring the girls to them to watch them play in the Women's Worlds in 2020 in Halifax.
What has been the biggest advantage, I guess, in the formation of this program, and maybe having all these teams under the same umbrella, whereas before they might have been kind of scattered all over the place?
I think it just gives girls entering female hockey at a young age, it gives them the confidence and the security knowing that they can enter hockey and they will play hockey right through to the end. Whereas in the past, when the hockey for girls was hit and miss, was in some associations but not in others, it just created a lot of uncertainty, and when there's uncertainty and when you don't see your path forward, it's hard to invest. So I find what we're having now is we're seeing a lot of investment from the girls and their parents in the program, and they want to build it. I feel very ambitious actually about the program, and we have the resources to build the finest female hockey program in Atlantic Canada. I really think that's within our grasp. Our goal someday is to produce Olympians. We're not aiming low.
When people know about women's hockey here, they may hear about the Chevy Panthers. What's the connection between those 2 programs?
The Chevy Panthers is kind of our eagle. You know what I mean? It's the best midget team. They play against all the best players in all of Atlantic Canada. They're who our best players aspire to team they want to make. When they start out in Atom, they want to make the Atom rep team. They want to stay on the Pee-wee rep team. They want to be on the Bantam rep team, and then they're making the Chevy Panthers. It's great to have that future vision for girls. I think even the Professional Women's League right now, they're doing something called the Dream Gap Tour. And what it is the concept that a little girl can dream big things in hockey. Young children, especially boys, at a very young age, probably an incredibly young age, they imagine making the NHL. So that's what the concept is behind that, is show the role models, show them the path forward. This is what you can aspire to. We aim actually to have girls playing hockey in the rink just before the Chevy Panthers play so that they can go and stay and watch the games. You can't be what you can't see. So putting the girls in front of their role models is a big part of our program.
Tell us about some of the highlights on the ice that we saw in the last year, because as you mentioned, there's a number of teams playing under this umbrella.
In our inaugural year, we had here for the first time ever an Atom girls rep team. Not only did they enter the rep year last year, they moved up to AA this year. They went to the top level in the province quickly. They were undefeated almost the entire second half of the season and just, I think, missed out in the semifinals. Our Pee-wee team went to the Day of Champions. Pee-wee A team, they had a great season. Our Midget A's won the provincial championship. Rep teams are performing well. I think we still have a little bit of a way to go to solidify it. And actually next year we're going to aim to bring novice players into our program. We don't have novice right now. Right now, novice, which is the youngest girls, and what I would call the intake years, where you really market hockey to girls and think about choosing hockey. I'd like to talk about more about that in a second, actually.
Sure.
We don't have that in Blizzard hockey, but we will next year. We're applying to Hockey Nova Scotia to have novice.
Tell us about it.
One of the things I've been really kind of talking a lot about lately with parents and everything is why choose hockey for girls. Why is it that of other sports like basketball and soccer might have a little more parity in their numbers, but hockey is still, I don't know, maybe 5-1 boys to girls? The thing I shake my head a little bit about that is that hockey is a sport you'll play your entire life. In the 55-plus games, the only team sport for women is hockey. When you're choosing a sport to put your daughter in, would you choose a sport that she will hang up her sneakers after high school? Or do you choose a sport that she will still play when she's 60? I think one of the things we're going to do in our marketing in the next couple of years is getting people to think a little harder about choosing sports for their daughters and look at hockey a lot more than they have been maybe. It might not be as expensive as you think when you think about that you will play it for 60 years.
Well, it's a good point. We see every year women's teams coming to the Vince Ryan, so proof in the pudding of what you're saying. Great to learn more with this program, and best of luck with everything this season, Christina.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
That's Christina Lamey. She's the chair of the Cape Breton Blizzard Hockey Organization. You're listening to the intermission of Carstar Cape Breton Eagles Hockey on 1270 CJCB.